about my forever advancing yourself people? You all know how we do this thing. We do take it from level to level to level to level. How you all doing today? It's good to see you. And I'm Priscilla with Priscilla's Greenhouse. And I'm so glad to see you all today. I've been having some problems for some reason. I've been having some problems with this here setup and going live. Some days it'll let me go live, and some days I have to reboot everything. But it's good to see you all this morning. I am going to be potting up some things. My camera, this laptop, y'all know the whole story when it comes to trying to film something. It's just sometimes it's just not going to let you catch everything unless I move this. Maybe if I set it down flat. Let me try to do something different for the first time. Just bear with me. Let me try to do something here. Let me just try this here. Hold up. Let's try it like this today. Well, I guess that's cut the head off day for me. Bring it a little closer, push it up some. I just try to work with this setup. This setup have been really complicated from the very beginning for me to try to let the viewers see what's going on at the same time without chopping my neck off. Okay, here we go. I have my soil over here, people. It's good to see you all once again. And I always like to start my videos out with the fact that we really have got to be praying in this season. The more I look at what's going on in the world, this is my little setup here back here, if y'all can see. I got some plants in there that's propagating, getting ready to go outside. But the more I think about, and the more I look at what's going on in this world, and how we are planting seeds, and we're growing vegetables and planting fruit trees. What I see in the news, it has always been an eye-opener for me. I don't know about you. That you better be proactive in this season, and you better be dependent on you. Number one, the Lord, but I'm telling you, you better be dependent on yourself. And what you're able to grow, what you're able to can up in mason jars and store away. If you got a 1,000 jars or something that you have canned up and you got them in storage, good. That's fantastic. I just hope and pray. It's a stormy, rainy day in Arkansas. It's thundering outside, I tell you. And it's shaking the whole world, seem like. Good morning, good morning. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good to see you all. But let's just get busy. I'm not going to be long on your time, but we are going to be praying for one another, right? What I'm going to do today, I have some cucumber plants. I need to put them in these containers right here this morning. Okay, just a minute. And I have my soil right here. Just bear with me. Have some beautiful tomato plants. The tomato plant looking marvelous. I'll just let it stay there for advertising purposes. And this here is a broccoli plant. Broccoli looking good also. Let's set both of them here right now. It's good enough for me. These containers aside. Get my gloves on. Have my marker right here. I bought me some plant labels. I went online and I got some different colored plant labels. We're ready to go. We're ready to do this thing. All right. I'm not really Gonna be long on time today. Some days you find yourself able to shoot the breeze with your listening audience, and some days you just pretty much on the money and you got to get it done. Y'all know where I'm coming from? It's just going to have to be a habit of me having my head cut off, because you're not going to be able to see anything that's going on down here unless I spend the whole time sitting down. And I don't like that, but I'm going to have to sit down, I guess, so y'all can see what's going on. But I don't like that sitting down stuff, because I like to be up on it so you all can really see what's happening. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm growing poinsettia cucumbers on this row, and the Boston pickling cucumbers are here, and the long green import cucumbers are here. I need to get some labels together right now, and the dates are March the 8th is when I started these plants. Let me get my tomato plant out the way. All right, what I'm going to do right now, I'm just going to put poinsettia cucumber. Poinsettia. How y'all doing? This is just a plant marker, and I started the seed on March the 3rd. And now what I'm going to do now is it's time to transplant them, you know. There's a certain size I'm looking at, and it's just time to let me make some more labels while I don't have these gloves on, and just go on and make some more labels. And that's one less thing I have to go back and keep picking up a marker and taking gloves off. But how many of you know, you think you got all your supplies together and you get busy making a video and you have to jump up and go and get something? I believe that's just a given, if you ask me. That's just something you have to do. All right, this is the Boston pickling cucumber. March the 3rd, when I started to seed. And let me get another label for the long green import. March the 3rd. Same thing. All right. I have 3 labels ready. That is really going to save me some time. And I'm not going to be playing around today. You know how some days you got some time to kind of talk a little bit and laugh and talk about other things. But today I'm going right at it. And I'm just going to do what I need to do. I have my containers here. And this is like potting soil that may have a little bit of my compost off in there, which is fine. I make my own compost. I'm not really filling them all the way up, you know, I'm just probably halfway. Because I have a whole root system that's going to have to fit down in here. So let's start with the poinsettia first. And the way I'm going to do this is, there's water in this tray. I watered these things, so what I'm going to have to do here is, I had a little apparatus that came with my I had a little kit I had purchased, but anyway, since I can't find it, you just have to do what you have to do. Alright, I have it in here now, and I'm just going to set it over here in this container. I'm going to put soil all the way around it. There's so many of these things, and this is the poinsettia. And I'm going to have to come up with a system for right now where I'm going to place them. I'm going to roll them up because I made 1 label. Don't you know I have to make 1, 2, 3, 4 more labels just to have them stuck down in each one? And that's a lot of mine. I don't want to do that. And I'm looking for something. Hold up. I don't want to do that because that's just a lot of labels. And I guess I'm going to have to do it. I was going to get like an aluminum pan and line them up, but then I want to know exactly what I have, so let's do it the way I need to do it. One set. I'm abbreviating. My tongue got tied all the way up. You just got to do what you have to do, I guess. I just have to do it. I don't feel like doing it all the time like that. And then, be careful because you're going to smear your labels. If they're not dry, you're going to smear it. You have to be real careful when you're doing this here. Hello, everybody. Poinset. Cucumber. And I know that's what that. Come up with your own system. You know what I'm saying? Come up with your own system of marking these things. It's going to be your system of how you want to do it. Who cares? As long as you know what you're talking about. You're the one transplanting these plants and making labels for them and everything. And you know, when you're making an abbreviation for something, you're going to know it. And that's what I said the last time on my video. All right, here we go. And I have some more containers right there. Long green import. I need one more label for the long green import. I see 2 plants over there, so let me make another label for the long green import cucumber. And that's so horrible. You just have to almost write that all the way out. The long green, because that's a new cucumber for me. Okay. So here's one poinset ready to go. And I'm looking around. Y'all just see me just turning my head because I thought I had some more silver pans. That's why it's really good to keep these silver pans, that aluminum pans that you can buy from the Dollar Tree. It's good to keep a good supply of them on hand. So what I'm going to have to do now is, just for now, I'm going to have to take one of the domes. I'm just going to use one of these domes. It's not... Just take one of these domes and turn it upside down on a shelf that I already have prepared behind me here. Take a dome, slide it up on this shelf, and it should be able to hold some plants. I'm going to water this plant in. I'm going to spray it, most likely. Let me just set it right there for now. Have my spray bottle here, but hold up. Plant spray water. Okay, cool. What I'm going to do, you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm going to fill this bottle up with some water, my spray bottle. Alright. Yes, it's heavy. That was a gallon of water. And I'm holding it up like that, trying to get this right. You never ever have everything together. I don't know about you. I guess I'm not that perfect type of person. Regardless of how I try to set it up for my videos to be ready. It's just like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to water this cucumber plant right quick. Spray it real good. I may even just dump some water off here in this soil to save me some time. But let's get another poinsettia out of here. And you know, here's the root system and everything of this one. That's a poinsettia, so I'm going to drop it off in here. I'm just going to dig them on up. Take them up out of here. Alright, it's not that bad. Take this here label out. Take the whole root system up. Stick it on there. It's poinsettia, so okay. Okay, that's another one that's ready. Poinsettia, cucumber. Tap it down. Here's my marker here. Stick it in here. Just giving it a good spraying. I'm gonna water it some more later. Probably just need to take this off just like this and water them. Just a little bit. If I have watered them a little bit, that's what I'll do. I just take the lid off. And here's another poinsettia that's ready to put some soil around it and water it and set it aside and keep it moving. Keep it moving. Sometimes you just have to get busy making a video and keep it moving. Keep it moving. You don't have all day long to talk. It's just like, hey, sometimes you can talk. Sometimes you got to get this thing done. You got other stuff you need to do. You got other things you need to do. Do you hear me? You don't have time to just talk. But this is what I'm doing right now. All right, put the lid back on this one. My little watering can is somewhere, but you know what? Improvise. Do something different. It's not that serious. This is full of water. I filled it up. Take this sprayer off because it really needs a little bit more water, and just water the thing. Just water it and set it aside. And put your label on there. Poinsettia, which is right here. Here's another label. I'm just going to stick it in there. Now, I don't know what's going to happen. Somebody come around my house sometime and they be wanting cucumber plants. And then they ask me, what type of cucumber plant is that? I don't know. It's a cucumber plant. But it's good to know what kind, okay? Because somebody will ask you that question. And sometimes it may get aggravating. You may get aggravated because you're looking like, wow, I'm not really doing my job. Somebody asked me the name of this thing and I don't know because guess what? I didn't mark it. So I'm just going to take this up out of the soil like this here. And here's one more. Just take it up like that. Get some container. It's not that hard, people. It really not. I'm telling you. Some people make such a big fuss out of trying to start their seeds, whether you're starting them inside or outside. It doesn't matter. Just get started doing something. Just do it. You know, just do it. I can find any kind of excuse. I can complain about having to take these things apart here, and sometimes they are a pain in the butt to take apart, but you got to do it. If you're going to be doing this, sometimes it get aggravating. You can't just take them off one at a time. You have to come up with a way to pull them apart. A lot of times I'll start at the bottom here and I'll find an opening and I'll slide my nail under there, or I'll get an instrument and slide and pull them apart. Sometimes you can't even get them apart like that, and then that may be an excuse. So, well, I'm not going to plant no garden this year, because you know what? I get tired of trying to separate those little brown containers like this. They're hard to come apart. Forget planting a garden. Okay, yeah, I could use that excuse too. And if you got real beautiful long nails, you're really going to be like, oh, man, forget this. Because you got to separate them. Sometimes you look around and you'll have two of these things stuck together and you didn't even know it. That's just the way it is. They'll be stuck together. Let me just grab this here poinsettia cucumber plant. Here it is. You probably say, oh, she's being real rough with it. Something seemed like it got stuck down in here. That's a baby plant. I'll deal with that later. I don't know where it came from. It came from somewhere. But anyway, let's cover this one up. Pull it over to the side. tap, tap. Amen. And it's ready. Put poinsettia in there. Set it off to the corner here. Get a little water from my open water jug, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. I really don't care what you call it. Sometimes I'm working. I'm just working today. I don't have time for anything but to get this done. And there's a little tiny plant here. I don't know what happened to it, but it's really little. And I'm trying to see what type of seed on the neck of it. I don't know what it is, but what I'm going to do, I don't know what that is growing. But since I'm messing around with poinsettias, I'm just going to put poinsettia on this plant and put a question mark beside the marker. I don't know what it is, really. I don't know, but it's a plant, and it has a root system on it. So I'm going to give it a chance. We'll give that little baby a chance to grow. And it's just so tiny, sticking up like that. You know what it is. See how little it is? It's just a tiny little something that I see. And it was growing. Maybe it's been growing in the soil. You know, maybe I dropped a seed off in there, and I don't know what it is. But like I said, you all, don't get so frustrated with stuff. Just water it and put it aside. And since it came out of the poinsettia, I'm going to stick this in here, and I'm going to put a question mark. You got to come up with your system of doing stuff. I'm going to put a question mark on here, and I know why I'm putting a question mark on there. When I see it, I'm going to be looking for what it looks like when it finished growing, okay, and rooting up real good. That way I'll say, okay, why did I put that question mark on there? Because I don't know what this is, really. But it's real tiny. Okay, here's another poinsettia plant. Just get me some soil. There's another plant. I don't know what got caught up in here, but anyway, I just grab it by the neck. That's all right. I'm not too rough with it. Sometimes you just got to keep it moving. Sometimes you got to keep it moving. Then it won't fall over, and I'm trying to keep it up, keep it moving still. Don't get frustrated. Don't let it win. Don't let nothing frustrate you so bad where you stop growing your food. You're the one going to lose if you let something or somebody discourage you from growing your food. Because one thing about this, it doesn't take that long. And it's a poinsettia. And here's another label. I'm just going to stick it down in here. And I'm going to keep on moving. That's the Boston pickling cucumber. And I told you I already made my labels up over here. I have 2 labels for the Boston pickling cucumber. Boston, where's the other Boston? Well, let's not waste any time, because I don't have time to be wasting. I'm just going to dig it up. Take it out. It's ready to go in a cup. You don't have the cup ready, throw that off in there and stick that bad boy off in there. As simple as that. Put some soil around it. Keep it pushing. Keep it pushing, baby. Keep it moving. Keep it moving now. Don't waste too much time transplanting the plant off into a pot. You don't have all day. Like Skinny Boy Randy Savior, I ain't got no money. I like the way he said that. We ain't got no money. We ain't got no money. Hey, the only thing he's saying, work with what you got, baby, and don't stop doing what you're doing just because. What did I say? This is the Boston pickling? Yeah, that's what it is. So, Boston pickling, here's my label right here. And stick it in there. Now I'm going to keep on moving. And there's one more Boston pickling. No, it's 2 sticking off in the joint. I thought I made those labels up for it, but apparently something missing. And I got room for one more, and I can squeeze another one off in that corner. So I got to clean this up completely. That's 1, 2. Don't have time for all that. They're waiting around, trying to have everything looking perfect. That's a Boston pickling. And then this one, Could have sworn I had my labels, y'all, but apparently, let me just do it. Boston. March the 3rd. All right. There was an old marker for a poinset, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna stick it anywhere. I don't waste my labels. You still can just put it anywhere if that's the case. And where are my forever advanced yourself people? You all know how we do this thing. We take it from level to level to level to level. Good to see you all today. Let me check out this Boston. There's two plants growing in one cell. Two plants growing in one cell. You know you can grow two cucumber plants close together. You can do it. It's going to find a way to stretch out. And I'm looking at this. The roots are all tied together. I can break them apart, true enough. Let's just break them apart. I don't have time to just play around. I just want to get through with this today. And it's not going to kill them. They better come apart. I just thought that I got to say. I was going to just leave them and plant them all together. So just break it apart here. All right. They're pretty tough. These cucumber plant seedlings, they're pretty tough now for real. But they're pretty dry too. For some reason, that's why I separate them. I decided to separate them and let them have their own little area to grow in now because they like to probably need some water and everything else. Here we go. Give it a good dose of water because it looks kind of pitiful to me. Anyway, get it all situated in here and get the air pockets out. Put some more soil on top. Get the air pockets out, and that's the Boston pickling. Got my label. Stick it right there. And that's it. Boston pickling cucumber, and I got a little corner, little place to set it right off in the cut here. And it got water dripping all off of it. You know, I watered it real good, and I feel the water dripping down on my legs too at the same time. But it's all good. Because what's going to happen is you're definitely going to have an opportunity to grow now. And there's one more seedling here. I got 1 cup left off in here. Put some in here. And I'm going to take this seedling, which is a Boston pickling cucumber. I'm going to stick it off in here. Put my soil around it. And I'm sorry I had to stay seated because my head is going to be cut off when I stand up. For some reason, it's just the way it is, I guess. And I'm not going to make any big deal out of it. I'm just going to sit down and do this here. And I got something accomplished today. And I'm going to water it. Give it a good drink because, you know, got some root system that have developed really nicely on it. So, and find a quick place to put it before it starts dripping. Put the name of it on there, which is Boston pickling. I thought I had another label, but that's all right. I used the initial label. Stick it right there. So that's the Boston pickling cucumbers, poinset cucumbers that I transplanted, and 2, 4, 6, 8 poinsets. No, 8. It's six poinset and 3 Boston pickling cucumbers. And the only 2 that I have left in here are the long green import cucumbers. And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to separate me 2 more cups while I'm at this, all right? Separate 2. I'll clean up later. I have really made a mess back here today. A horrible mess. And that's what sometimes it's just like that. It's all right. Got a cup here. And it's growing out pretty good now, but sometimes you have to take your gloves off to get these things apart. Some people will not won't even do a garden because of this here, right here. They get frustrated with it. I had my husband out to help me one day, and he was doing so much complaining about separating these cups, and I looked at him, and I didn't call him back no more back there to help me that day, because what that does to me, it makes me feel lazy when I have somebody around me that's complaining, and I know I got to get something done, and that person is kind of complaining, and they're more of a, I don't know, I want to use the word, like a problem, really, than a help to you. You'll be better off going outside doing that stuff yourself, and I'm serious. Or in the house doing it yourself. And there ain't mean no harm toward no husband or no wife. You just don't want that junk when you're trying to do stuff. If they don't want to do it and they're in a bad type of mood or something, or they just don't want to mess with seeds, or they don't want to do what you like doing, baby, keep it pushing. I'm telling you, keep it pushing. I'm serious. It's not that serious for you to fall out or go through a divorce because they be tripping so bad. If they don't feel like doing it, and they think you put too much time into your gardening and stuff, that's their problem. It's not your problem. And don't make other people's problems your problem. If you like planting seeds and growing vegetables and trees, you do your thing. And if the person you're around or with or married to, it doesn't matter, doesn't like it and they griping all the time, do it yourself. But they're not going to stop you from doing it now. The problem would be is if you let somebody sit back and stop you from doing what you're doing. And you like doing it. And it's not hurting anybody. You like doing it. It's not hurting anyone. But they want you to stop doing it. But this is the long green import cucumber. You put your marker on it. You got it all potted up. The only thing you have to do at this point is to make sure you have some place to put them. And that's what I'm doing right now. But what I'm doing, I'm sitting them down in a dome. The dome that goes over the other setup. But for right now, I've got to use the dome. I don't want the water to run all over the place. I don't have any silver trays. And all my black trays like this are taken up. And what I can do now, since this is almost empty, I really can use a tray to hold them. How about that? See how things work out? You just have to be patient. And take this little bad boy out. He's the last one struggling. Sit it down in here. It's all right. Expect y'all broke up like it's not going to make it, but it's going to be just fine. Just put that soil off in there and put that soil all around the plant. Water it. It seemed like they was drying out for some reason. I've been really busy outside. I've been putting a few plants off in the ground too. But my last frost date here for my grow zone, which is 7B, Arkansas, is April the 3rd. So I'm taking a chance, but I'm putting beans in the ground. I have a straight neck squash I have in the ground, and I'm just experimenting. Tomatoes, my plants are in the ground. And guess what? If the weather start tripping and it start doing something like getting cold again before the weather really gets right, I'm not going to let that stop me either. I'm going to keep on going. I'm going to cover them up to the best of my ability, try to save them, and that's all I'm going to do. Now, see that? It wasn't that hard and it wasn't that complicated, was it? Now there's soil in these trays. I don't know why I didn't mark this area. I think I put soil in here and I was intending to plant some more seeds and I didn't. So this is what I'm going to do with this here whole setup. Set it off in here and I'm going to turn it upside down. I'm going to keep that soil. I'm going to keep that soil. Do you hear me? Keep that soil. That's all I'm going to do. Tap this down. Don't make no mess. And that's it. Alright. I'm going to rinse this out. And I'm going to have me another tray I can use. But for right now, what I'm going to do, I'll show you better than I can tell you. Watch this. I'm going to start with this. I'm just going to set the plants that I just transplanted. I'm going to move fast because some of them dripping. Set them off in here. Well, I'm still going to have to use one full dome because all the rest of the plants not going to fit in here. I might as well not interfere with those. But I'll just set, because I can water these plants from the bottom now. I can pour water in here. You got to be real careful with these things because the soil is heavy and I don't want to break it. Oh, I'll be working in here. I'll be so upset if that was to happen. My goodness. Because it'll make me work really hard and I don't want that to happen. It happens sometimes though. Accidents happen and you find yourself cleaning up dirt and water and junk all over the place and have you working. That's what it'll do. It'll have you working. Now, that's it. No, I'm not going to do anything else today. So what I have done today is, hold up. I have transplanted my cucumber plants into larger containers. That's one less step that I have to worry about. Okay? That's one less step I have to worry about and one less job I have to worry about. And I can stick my labels back down in the box, or I could just put them over here in another little carrying thing that I use, just like the cups. Toss them right there. The ink pen, I know what I'm doing, and I know where to find things. As long as you know where to find your stuff, toss it right there. And what I'm doing, I'm getting it organized into an area where I know where to find them. I have some seeds here, some cherry seeds. Set them off to the side along with this cup. And that's it pretty much, you all. What I want to do now, I don't want to get mud into this thing here, so let's get it right now. That's my little spray bottle. And I want it to be able to work when I get ready to spray my seedlings. This really is for my seedlings, but you all saw what I was using it for, and that's fine. Just kind of toss things out the way. That's just some supplies I bought back here because I was going to cut a water bottle open, but of course I changed my mind because I'm not going to do that today. I'll go live tomorrow. If I get a chance to go live tomorrow, that's what I'll do. Cover up my pot, my soil mix. Hold on. Sorry about that. So right now, I'm just getting my plant labels up out the way. You know, one thing about plant labels, it's like they got a magnetic feel to them, and when you got them around dirt, and they just pick up so much soil. You notice that? They pick up anything and everything. So I just put them over there out the way because I don't like that, really. They just have so much soil stuck to them, you know. And these are old labels that I don't throw them away, all right? I don't throw these labels away, especially if I didn't put anything on the back of these labels. This is how you save money. And what I do, if I know I'm going to plant some more Black Magic sunflowers, and I run across this label, I'm going to keep it, and I'm going to mark the date off and put a different date on it, and I'm going to use this label, and then I'll probably throw it away after that, after the second usage of marking through things. And there's nothing wrong with that. So that's just what I tell people, because it's a way to save some money. It really is. And what I'm doing now, I'm just getting things straightened up a little bit, because I'll be ready to go live again. If nothing happens, I'll be ready to go live with you all again. And I'm glad you all could join me. It's always a pleasure to see people coming to view the video. Always a pleasure to see that. Okay? And I'm Priscilla with Priscilla's Greenhouse. And my grow zone is grow zone 7B. I'm in Arkansas. And the only thing I'm doing these days, people, is really planting seeds, planting seeds, planting seeds. I wouldn't lie to you, that's what I'm doing. Planting seeds, planting seeds, planting seeds. Growing things, growing things, growing things. Because you know what? The condition of the world, people, is not dependable. No one can depend on anybody for anything. You depend on the help of the Lord and depend on yourself, baby. I see bread lines in the world again. Never dreamed that I'd be living to be seeing this stuff all over. History repeating itself right before our eyes. What are we going to do about it, though? What are we going to do about it? God bless you, people. And where am I forever advancing yourself, people? You all know how we do this thing. We do take it from level to level to level to level. Priscilla with Priscilla's Greenhouse. Glad you all could stop by. See you later. Keep on praying. Peace.